In the last session, we discussed regarding or till digestion concept, where we completed the digestion concept. Today, we are going to discuss regarding the other life process, that is a respiration. Before that, I think, Rihan, we took the, we took the notes regarding the digestion, regarding this digestive system. So why I gave you this kind of notes, or why I told you to copy down this, means it will be easy to glance at the diagram, also to glance at the function of each part of the digestive system. Now we will just analyze the chemical digestion which takes place in our digestive system. We will take the notes because in the last class we did not take the notes regarding it. Then we will move forward with the respiration. Okay. So here, whatever I am giving you, like I am sharing with you the notes or the points over here, it will be very easy to memorize. You can recall the digestive chemical digestion, the what enzymes are involved in which part, and all very easily. And if you follow this method, if you write an answer by following this method, by writing this kind of answer, means it will be easy for you to score also, and it will save your time also. So first, our digestive system starts with mouth, right? So in mouth, the physical digestion takes place, where the larger food substances will be converted into smaller food substances. There, the food will also come under chemical digestion. Chemical digestion andre enu? It is not that chemicals are there, the dangerous chemicals are there in our body. The chemicals in our body means what? The chemicals in our body means the enzymes. Enzymes ige, nammalliro enzymes ige, we will call it as chemicals. So what these enzymes will do? Nammalli yaude ಒಂದು reaction ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, the reaction which are taking place in the human beings or else in any animals, so those has to be assisted. Okay, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ support ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅವು ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ, reactions ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ. So that support will be provided by these chemicals which are present. Those are called as enzymes. So in digestion allu kuda we can see variety of enzymes. So as I know, as we discussed, the mouth is the first part. Mouth alli physical digestion admele, it will come under chemical digestion, where it will come under the chemical or the juice which is called as salivary juice. A salivary juice anta ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, it is not only a juice, it is not only a liquid. It contains a chemical in it, an enzyme in it, which is called salivary amylase. So food aliro majorly we will take the food which is from the plant source, right? Roti, chapati, that is wheat, jowar, rice, and whatever you eat, vegetables and all. So whatever the food we eat, no, staple food anta ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? Staple food ಅಂದ್ರೆ normal food which we eat on a daily basis. Daily we will not eat pizza, burger. This is not our staple food, alva. So as our food is mainly based on the plant source, the first food acts on the starch. Starch andre it is a carbohydrate. So 7th standard alli athwa 6th standard alli ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ regarding the nutrients, right? So regarding the nutrients, what all you know? Nutrients ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರತ್ತೆ? ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನಮ್ ಫುಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, then we have vitamins, we should have vitamins, then we should have fibers. So do you remember these words? ನೆನಪಿದೆನಾ? ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪಿದೆನಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? Yes, Rihan and Panchami.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So ಈಗ what happens, you know, just a minute. So carbohydrate breakdown is very easy compared to fats ಮತ್ತೆ proteins compare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ carbohydrate break ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ easy. That is why in the mouth carbohydrate breakdown takes place. So starch, what I said, no, starch is a stored food in plant. Starch ಅನ್ನೋದು ಫುಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಫುಡ್, ಸಾರಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ this starch is a example of carbohydrate. So when the food enters in our mouth, it will come under the action of salivary amylase. Salivary amylase. Amylase anta bandaga, it is a hint. PUC-yallu it follow agate. Amylase anta bandaga, you should remember, it will break down carbohydrates only. So as amylase enzyme is present in saliva, salivadalli ee amylase present iruva karana, this is called as salivary amylase. So this starch is broken down by salivary amylase into what? Into a larger, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ medium particles, not small particles, medium particles ಆಗ್ತವೆ. So it converted into polysaccharides, monosaccharides, oligosaccharides. Okay. Polysaccharides. No doubt, one nimisha. So it converts into glucose. Partial starch. Food alliro ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ starch, an amount of, a certain amount of starch present in the food is broken down with the help of salivary amylase and converts into glucose. Yelli, this occurs in mouth. So as we know that, as you experienced that, the food inside the mouth will remain for few seconds. As it remains for few seconds, only certain amount of starch is broken down inside the mouth. Idartha aita? Both of you understood this? Yes, Rihan and Panchami?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Heading you put chemical digestion. 1 minute. Okay. Hints you put. Hints, HINTS. Hints to remember. Hints to remember. HINTS. Hints to remember. Hints to remember. Chemical digestion. Hints to remember chemical digestion. First you put the side heading mouth. Mouth alli this you have to write. Starch under the action of salivary amylase converts into glucose. Okay. So what happens now? In mouth, the food is broken down. Starch is also partially digested. Now the food is going to the food pipe or a esophagus, what we call. So in the esophagus, there is no digestion. No digestion occurs in the esophagus. Yakke antandre, it is a very narrow tube, a narrow place, and no enzymes are present. Alli esophagus athwa food pipe alli no enzymes are present. So what happens in esophagus? Food pipe al mattena food ige? Food will undergo a wave-like movement. Food enagate? Food will be converted into ball-like structure from the mouth when you swallow. ನೀವು ನುಂಗುವಾಗ ಅದು ball-like structure ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Your food will be converted into ball-like structure. Then it will go to the food pipe and it enters into the stomach. Stomach vargu hogovargu, that food will be in the form of a wave-like. It will move in a wave-like movement in the esophagus. Andre, idu food pipe andre, food bandaga, this wall will become like this. Again, this wall is, again food enters here means like this. So this wave-like movement of the food in the esophagus or a food pipe is called as peristalsis. Idakke peristalsis antare. So scientifically, what peristalsis means? The rhythmic contraction and relaxation. Agaladre relax agate, higadre contract agate. So the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the food pipe or of the esophagus is called as peristalsis. It is called as peristalsis. Now put the heading esophagus or food pipe. Mouth aad takshana esophagus or food pipe anta bariri. Next line you write down, no digestion occurs no digestion occurs as enzymes are absent. Enzymes are absent. As enzymes are absent. No digestion occurs as enzymes are absent. Completed? Okay. Now write down after this line, the second line, immediate line, write down peristalsis. 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 Side heading peristalsis. Peristalsis. The rhythmatic peristalsis. The rhythmatic RHYTHMETIC. Rhythmatic contraction RHYTHMETIC. Rhythmatic contraction and relaxation of food pipe, or you can write esophagus, is called peristalsis. Is called peristalsis. The rhythmatic contraction and relaxation of food pipe is called peristalsis. Completed, both of you? Panchmi, did you complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, after once the food enters from the food pipe, it will go to the stomach. In the last class, we discussed what happens in the stomach. So in the stomach, we have HCl. So our HCl in madate, it converts inactive pepsinogen. Pepsinogen andre protein digestive enzyme. So inactive enzyme, it will be inactive. Inactive enzyme. It converts inactive enzyme HCl into active enzyme, that is pepsin. Active. Write down this, be fast. In the stomach, what happens? Pepsinogen under the action of HCl, hydrochloric acid, converts to active pepsin. Converts to active pepsin. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. So again, in the stomach itself, don't write stomach. After the first reaction, write in the stomach itself, protein digestion takes place. The proteins in the food under the action of, you simultaneously barkobodu because I completed this topic in the last session. Protein under the action of pepsin converts into peptides. Peptides, one nimisha. Polypeptides. Polypeptides. Polypeptides means the second version of proteins. Andre one iddadana ಎರಡು ಮಾಡೋದು. It is not completely broken down into simpler. It is broken down partially. So this is a partial form. Polypeptides ಅನ್ನೋದು partial form. Polypeptides and peptones. Proteins under the action of pepsin converts into polypeptides and peptones. Polypeptides and peptones. Completed, both of you? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, the other thing is last part, small intestine. So in the small intestine, what happens? First, the carbohydrates, whatever is there in the food, first we will take carbohydrate. It comes under the action of pancreatic amylase. This is released by pancreas. Pancreatic amylase, AMYLASE, pancreatic amylase, and converts into glucose. Converts into glucose. Then proteins will come under the action of trypsin, or you can say chymotrypsin, or andre slash haki hige, or chymotrypsin, and converts into amino acids. And converts into amino acids. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Next. Here I will write fats. Fats under the action of bile juice. Bile juice from the liver. Under the action of bile juice. Fatty acids and glycerol. It is converted into fatty acids and glycerol. And glycerol. 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 So this process is called as emulsification. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is regarding the hints for chemical digestion. From this, you will get to know which all enzymes are present in the small intestine, in the stomach and all. Next, we have the other life process chapter, which is called respiration. Okay. So usually respiration means what we will think, taking in air, releasing the air. ಉಸಿರಾಡೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತೀವಿ, ಏರನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಏರನ್ನ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಡೋದು ಅಂತ. It is nothing but what you thought is, it is just a breathing. So what actually happens in respiration? ಈಗ digestion process ಮುಗಿದಿದೆ. So every nutrient is in its simple form. ಎಲ್ಲ nutrients ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು simple form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Like carbohydrates is in the form of glucose, and protein is in the form of amino acid. Fat is in the form of fatty acid and glycerol. Everything is in a simplest form. Now, from that simple form, we have to get the energy. So, hege energy baratte? That is by respiration. So, under the concept of respiration, we are dealing with definition, types, respiration in plants, respiration in aquatic organism, and then respiration in human beings. Definition, types, respiration in plants, respiration in aquatic organism, respiration in human beings. Now, so when we come to the process of respiration, what is actually the respiration is? It is where glucose is broken down with the help of oxygen so that energy is released. Allenagatte, food what we ate will be broken down in presence of oxygen. The simplest form what we know, it will be broken down with the help of oxygen, and then energy is released along with the production of carbon dioxide and water. So energy ashte release agalla respiration adaga. Respiration adaga energy jotege carbon dioxide and water are formed. So the breakdown implies what? So we know that the glucose, what is there, no, this glucose This glucose is a 6-carbon compound. It is a 6-carbon compound. It will be having 6 carbon. 6 carbon molecules adi irtave adralli. 6 carbon atoms irtave. C6H12O6. C6H12O6. So we have 6 carbon atoms in the glucose. So breakdown implies this 6 carbon molecule is broken down into 3 carbon molecule. So that 3 carbon compound is pyruvate. The 3 carbon compound which is formed by the breakdown of glucose is pyruvate. So 3 carbon pyruvate, again 3 carbon pyruvate. So we will be getting 2 compounds of pyruvate which consists of 3 carbon each from the breakdown of glucose. Understood both of you? Rihan and
Yes,
Yes.
okay. So based on the quantity of the oxygen, based on the quantity or the amount of oxygen present, based on in which cell the respiration is going on, we have 2 types of respiration. Very easy. Aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. Aerobic. Aerobic andre air irbeku anta andre you consider AER as oxygen. AER na oxygen anta consider manidre the respiration or the type of respiration which occurs in presence of oxygen. So anta respiration ige we will call it as aerobic respiration. When we come to the other kind of respiration, anaerobic, an refers to absence. Air we referred it as, for our convenience we referred it as oxygen. So the respiration which occurs in absence of oxygen or in a very limited supply of oxygen, such kind of respiration or that type of respiration is called as anaerobic respiration. Yes, how many types of respiration we have? How many types of respiration are there?
2 types.
2 types, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic and anaerobic. Next, so when we face this aerobic, so whatever we are respiring now, I am respiring now, you are respiring now, the animals, the plants are respiring now. So ಈಗ ನಾವು ರೆಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, the other organism, that is by aerobic respiration. We will also respire anaerobically, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವಲ್ಲ, some of the cells in human body respire anaerobically based on the situations. For example, sports day ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಅಥ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, you are a good runner, means when you just complete a 1000-meter running race or else 800-meter running race, sometimes you will get sudden cramps in your legs. Sudden ಆಗಿ ಆ ಕಾಲ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗ ಆಗತ್ತೆ in the middle region of the leg. ಅದೇನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, means a cramp, you will get a cramp. So why we face that? Or sudden ಆಗಿ if you start physical exercise ಮಾಡದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, suddenly if you start a vigorous ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದೇ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಕ್ರಾಂಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ ಲೆಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇನು ಕ್ರಾಂಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅವರ್ muscle cells are there, no guys, muscle cells will be like this. Okay, so the muscle cells are there, no, without stretching it every day they will become like lazy bugs ತರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾವೆ ಅವು. So when you stretch it beyond the limit, okay, suddenly when you stretch it beyond the limit, it will not, like the muscle cells cannot be able to take required amount of oxygen. So ನೀವು ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ you will not get enough oxygen, right? So the muscle cells will be lack in oxygen. Muscle cells ಗೆ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, lack of oxygen ಆಗತ್ತೆ, means oxygen will not be in a required amount. That time muscle cell will respire anaerobically. We have other organisms too. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ organisms ಇದೆ ಯಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ರೆಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್. ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಫಂಗೈ. ಈ ಮಶ್ರೂಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಸೇರೋದು ಈಸ್ಟ್. ಫಂಗೈ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಮಶ್ರೂಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಗೈ, ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಗೈ. So this yeast has an it has a capacity to respire anaerobically. It can respire in absence of oxygen. So let us see ಈ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, as I said you before, respiration means breakdown of glucose anta. So actually what happens here, this flow chart is there in your textbook. So illi nodi, glucose is there, glucose 6 carbon molecule in the cytoplasm. 9th standard kaltidivi cytoplasm. If this is a cell, the fluid inside the cell is called as cytoplasm. So glucose, which is a 6 carbon molecule, break down into pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon molecule. L breakdown agate. What is the location? Where is the location? Cytoplasm alli. Glucose converts into pyruvate in the cytoplasm. Next, this pyruvate is there, no? This pyruvate 3 carbon compound is there, no? That pyruvate 3 carbon compound, in absence of oxygen, oxygen ilde hodalli, one solpanu oxygen ilve illappa andalli, it converts, that pyruvate is converted into ethanol, a kind of alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. So what are the products formed, guys? Ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. Yavaga? In absence of oxygen. Next, lack of oxygen. Lack of oxygen andre required amount of oxygen iralla. Oxygen will be there, but in a very limited amount. So that time, this pyruvate will be converted into lactic acid, carbon dioxide and energy. Lack of oxygen, La, lack, lactic acid product. Like that you have to remember, lactic acid. So ಈ lactic acid ಏನ್ produce ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, that will be a reason for your cramps, for your pain. Okay, next, in the presence of oxygen, oxygen required amount al ide antandaga, this pyruvate will be broken down into carbon dioxide, water and energy. And we have to remember, the pyruvate breakdown takes place in mitochondria. Oxygen, in presence of oxygen, pyruvate break agbekandre, it occurs in mitochondria. It occurs in mitochondria. Okay. So this is regarding the products and the situations where glucose breakdown takes place. Artha aita idu ibrigu?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, write down 1 minute. I think just a minute. Okay. Okay, put the heading respiration. Heading respiration and write this definition, this and types of this you write down. Put the site heading types of respiration and draw this flow chart. Rihan, may I ask your school name of the school? You're from Ambika Nagar, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're from that KPTCL school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then Priya, Sushant, Tilak were your seniors.
Yes, ma'am.
Yogesh. Fine. Will they visit the school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you meet them, tell them Nidhi ma'am asked you all, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell them she scolded you all, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because they did not message me or call me. Only 1 or 2 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Poor, ma'am.
Okay. What about Panchmi? Did you complete?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay. Okay. Write down this flow chart too. Very, very important. If it is not clear, you can refer your textbook. It is there in the textbook also.
Not complete.
Rihan completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us discuss regarding the respiration in plants. So respiration in plants, as we know regarding the photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, what happens? Plants will take carbon dioxide, it will absorb water in presence of sunlight, it will convert it into glucose and release oxygen. So till now, plants only give oxygen and take carbon dioxide. But we have to think with common sense, right? Plant is also a living organism. It should also need oxygen to live. Then when will that plant takes oxygen? How it will take oxygen? So respiration in plants occurs mostly during the night. So that is why they will tell us, don't sleep under the tree during night, because the respiration rate is more. During that time, the oxygen will be taken by the plants, the carbon dioxide will be given out from the plants. So when you sleep under the tree, the carbon dioxide may enter in your body and it may lead to sudden death. That is why they will insist not to sleep under the tree during the night. So who will respire? Who will take oxygen from the plants? Because plants do not have any respiratory organs like nose, lungs like us. Then how it will take? It has a minute pores on the leaves, guys. See here, when you observe that too during morning when you go for a walk, you can observe that on the leaf, the water drops will be there. Don't observe all the water drops. It might be due to the fog also. But observe the water drops which are like this in this pattern. 1 minute. So the water drops which are in, if this is a leaf, the water drops on the lateral side like this. If this is a leaf, see, like this, the water drops will be dot, 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 dot. 1 minute. Okay. So these water drops are due to the stomata, the pores present on the stomata. The pores present on the leaves. The leaves will be having a minute pores on it, which are called stomata. The stomata looks like this. So it will be having two kidney-shaped cells like this and surrounded by a type of subsidiary cells. Surrounded by these rectangular shaped cells, which are called subsidiary cells. These two kidney-shaped cells are there, no? So these are guard cells. These kidney-shaped cells, these are called guard cells. What they will do? They will guard. What they will guard? They will guard this pore. This center pore is there, no? Pore. It is called stomatal pore. It is called stomatal pore. So this stomatal pore, what happens? The guard cell, what I said, no? These will absorb water. Consider this as one guard cell, this as one guard cell. Okay, they are like this. So when they absorb water, the cells swell. Cells swell andre cells enaಗ್ತವೆ large, ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. So they will become, they will get swollen. Swollen andre large ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. So you can see that when the cells become large, they will go like this. So now you can see the pore is open. So when the cells become turgid ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ತುಂಬ್ಕೋತಾ ಹೀಗೆ large ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವೋ, the stomatal pore is open. When the stomatal pore gets open, the oxygen, the exchange of gases happens. Oxygen enter inside the plant. Then when water is less, when water is not there or water is going out, water ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ, the cells whatever were like this, they become thin. They become flaccid. Flaccid andre like this. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮುದುಡುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ. So like this it will happen. So again the pore is closed. So this opening and closing of stomata is guarded, is supervised by these cells, kidney-shaped cells. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ guard cells ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So respiration in plants occurs by stomata in the leaves, lenticels in the stem. In the stem, so the edges of the stem are made up of this kind of lenticels. Here you can see in this diagram. In the second diagram, you can see this one. These are the lenticels which help in exchange of gases. And when we take the roots, if this is a root, I think you observed a minute hair on it. Did you observe, guys, both of you? Chikka hair-like structure, did you observe? In the roots, did you observe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So these root hair are there, no? They will usually come on the surface. ಅವು ಒಳಗಡೆನೂ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಭೂಮಿ ಒಳಗಡೆನೂ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತವೆ. But sometimes you can see these root hairs will be on the ground. So these root hair will also help in exchange of gases. So respiration in plants occurs through stomata in leaves, lenticels in stem, and surface of the roots. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ respiration ಆದಾಗ plant ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, plant absorbs oxygen and the glucose what is there in the plant will be broken down in presence of oxygen to give the products carbon dioxide, water, and energy. What are the products? Carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Understood, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now just glance the flow chart. ಈಗ just ನೀವು flow chart ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So just glance it 2 minutes. I will ask few questions on it. Glance it for few minutes. I will ask few questions on it. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Rihan, completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So respiration in plants after that. Okay. You glance the flow chart. Tell me what are the products formed when the oxygen is absent? ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್
Ma'am, ethanol plus carbon dioxide.
ethanol carbon dioxide and
Energy.
energy ethanol carbon dioxide and energy so here you can see ethanol carbon dioxide and energy now tell me what are the products formed in the situation of lack of oxygen
Ma'am, lactic acid plus energy.
lactic acid and energy is an answer. So in presence of oxygen, the products will be carbon dioxide, water and energy. Understood this concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now put the heading respiration in plants and write down this concept. This concept you write till here and this one you write till here. After that, draw the diagram of stomata. I prefer or I suggest you to note down the diagram from 1 minute. I will just give me a minute. I'll just check whether it is on a slide. No. Okay. So I just suggest you to refer the diagram from the textbook and write it down. Complete it fast. It's already instructed to switch on the video. You might give many reasons, but I will tell you why I will insist you to switch on the video. So I believe you that you guys will be writing. Exactly how I will come to know you guys will be writing. I don't have any sixth sense that you are writing. So you may face the issue of network, you may face the issue of camera and all. But please do correct it and rectify it and do need the needful for yourself also, for us also. So that we will get to know you are also writing too. We are putting the efforts, we refer or we suggest you also to put the efforts. So we should also believe you. I should get to know that you guys are writing. That is why I will scream in every session to switch on the video. Okay, please rectify whatever issues you have and please switch on the video. If one student switch off, the other students will also switch off the camera. And we can't tell anyone to anything because one student is already switched off the camera. It's a request, not an instruction, not a strict order. It's a request. Please rectify the issues and switch on the videos. Okay. Rihan, you can switch on the video. Yeah. Write down regarding the respiration in plants. Hmm. This diagram you can refer. So whatever yellow color is there, no, these are the guard cells.
Orange.
Did you draw the diagram too?
Ma'am, completed writing with pen.
Did you complete diagram, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Rihan, did you complete?
No, ma'am. Diagram. No.
Okay, draw it. It is important. The diagram only can be given as for 2 marks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is regarding the respiration in plants. Next, we have respiration in aquatic organisms. So we know that in aquatic organism, respiration occurs through gills. Respiration occurs through gills. So gills is usually covered by a small layer which is called as operculum. So through the mouth, water will flow to the operculum or the transparent layer of the gills. Then it flows through the gills. Whatever you are seeing this, no, this kind of slits, these are gills, where the water moves. So the gills will be having gills. So the gills will be having the blood vessels. Gills tumba yeniratte blood vessels irtave. So that blood vessels, they will absorb the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. As you can see, the water movement outside the gills here. Illi water movement ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು. So here the water is going out this side, right? So the water which is going out, no, it will be rich in carbon dioxide. Once the water enters, it will pass through all the gills. The gills will absorb the oxygen and water will go out with carbon dioxide rich water with carbon dioxide in it. Did you get this, guys? Artha aita idu?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just write down in aquatic organisms. Just write down in aquatic organisms, respiration occurs through gills. In aquatic organisms, respiration occurs through gills. Gills, full stop. Gills will be rich in blood vessels. Gills will be rich in blood vessels. Gills will be rich in blood vessels.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Rihan completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we end up the session here. In the next session, we will discuss regarding respiration in human beings. Okay? Okay. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.